पृथग्दृशस्तत्कृतरूपनामभिः न कर्हिचित् क्वापि चादुस्थिता मतिर्लभेत वाताहतनौरिवास्पदम् ततोऽन्यथा किञ्चन यद्विवक्षतः पृथग्दृशस्तत्कृतरूपनामभिः What word meanings? Tataha, from that, anyatha, apart, kinchana, something, yat, whatsoever, vivakshataha, desiring to describe, krutag, separately, drushaha, vision, tat kruta, reactionary to that, rupa, form, Namabihi, by names, Nakarhichi, never, Kwapi, any, Cha, and, Dustita, Dustitamatihi, oscillating mind, Labheta, gains, Vata ahata, troubled by the wind, Nava, boat, Iva, like, Aspadam, place. Translation purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So whatever you desire to describe that is separate in vision from the Lord simply reacts with different forms, names and results to agitate the mind as the wind agitates a boat which has no resting place. Please repeat the translation. Whatever you desire to describe that is separate in vision from the Lord simply reacts with different forms, names and results to agitate the mind as the wind agitates a boat which has no resting place. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sri Vyasadeva is the editor of all descriptions of the Vedic literatures. And thus, he has described transcendental realization in different ways, namely by fruitive activities, speculative knowledge, mystic power, and devotional service. Besides that, in his various Puranas, he has recommended the worship of so many demigods in different forms and names. The result is that people in general are puzzled how to fix their minds in the service of the Lord. They are always disturbed about finding the real path of self-realization. Srila Naradadeva is stressing this particular defect in the Vedic literatures compiled by Vyasadeva. And thus, he is trying to emphasize describing everything in relation with the Supreme Lord and no one else. In fact, there is nothing existent except the Lord. The Lord is manifested in different expansions. He is the root of the complete tree. He is the stomach of the complete body. Pouring water on the root is the right process to water the tree, as much as feeding the stomach supplies energy to all parts of the body. Therefore, Srila Vyasadeva should not have compiled any Puranas other than the Bhagavata Purana, because a slight deviation from that may create havoc for self-realization. It is, if a slight deviation can create such a havoc, then what to speak of deliberate expansion of the ideas separate from the absolute truth, personality of Godhead. The most defective part of worshipping demigods is that it creates a definite conception of pantheism, ending disastrously in many religious sects, detrimental to the progress of the principles of Bhagavatam, which alone can give the accurate direction for the self-realization in eternal relation with the personality of Godhead by the devotional service in transcendental love. The example of the boat disturbed by whirling wind is suitable in this respect. The diverted mind of the pantheist can never reach the perfection of self-realization due to the disturbed condition of the selection of the object. That's the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Vishnupada, Om Ajnanatimirandasya, Gnananjanasalakaya, Chakshurunmilitam yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Nama Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Presthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta, Swamin Nitinamine, Namaste Saraswate Deve, Gauravani Pricharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Deshatarine, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in the past few classes we are seeing how that Narada Muni, the great transcendentalist, who is encouraging Srila Vyasadeva, who is none other than incarnation of Lord Narayana himself. So he came to his cottage and he sees his displeased position and finding the cause, and he is encouraging, and he finds the defect and in his works, and is encouraging him further to describe Srimad Bhagavatam about the glories of the Supreme Lord. So as a spiritual master, he can able to detect the where that disciple is lacking. So that is the true qualification of Acharya, spiritual master. So though he is Vyasadeva, so he is also known as Veda Vyasa because he expanded into Vedic literature into many branches and sub-branches. So even though he is having such a quality, so in that even the previous verse, Narada Muni rightly glorifies his disciple. Ato Mahabhaga Bhavan Amoga Druk Suchishravaha Satyarataha Drutavrataha. So like this he is glorifying Amoga Druk. He is having a great vision. Suchishravaha is very famous. Satyarataha, very truthfulness, and Drutavrataha, very determined. So such a qualities Vyasadeva is having. So he is highlighting his qualities and encouraging him. So for further work. So that is the when a spiritual master can encourage a disciple and bring him the best out of him. So even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when even though he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is not even incarnation, he is Supreme Lord himself in his Bhaktavatara, Channavatara, otherwise covered incarnation. So even though he comes, he accepted a spiritual master. Who is he? Spiritual master? Ishwarpuri. So that, and even why he has chosen Ishwarpuri? Because he is satisfied with Ishwarpuri's his very, very dear most service to his spiritual master, Madhavendrapuri. Because in his last stage of Madhavendrapuri, he is on bedridden. So everything he does, and even clearing everything, feeding and taking care of basic necessities, everything. So Ishwarpuri will be there, and he serves his spiritual master very menially. So that is what attracted Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord attracts nothing other than devotion, his pure love. So he cannot be attracted by any austerity or penance or any sacrifice or any further activities, karma, gnana, tapa, anything cannot attract his attention. But a pure, this one, no, that devotion to his Guru and Krishna, that attracts. So even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepts his spiritual master. Even further to say, Lord Krishna, even when he goes to Gurukul, he also accepts Sandipana Muni. He does a lot of menial services, collecting wood, collecting alms, and whatever spiritual master says, he obeys. So that is the first qualification of a disciple, following the instruction of the spiritual master. And what is the qualification of spiritual master? He is always absorbed in the thought of Supreme Lord. So that's what Narada Muni, if you can see that there are many, many chapters in Srimad Bhagavatam, how we keep on wandering around the universe, not in the city to city, universe to universe. He travels everywhere and he enlightens his disciples. Even if you see that in Daksha Prajapati Yajna, so he goes, so Daksha Prajapati's sons, know that he delivers thousands of sons. And one time, two time, then Daksha gets disturbed. Why you are, they are not even undergone their materialistic life. They have not experienced their materialistic enjoyment. Why you are delivering them? It is not the time. And he'll get very much anger, and he curses Narada Muni that you should not stay anywhere more than 3 days. So for a devotee, a curse becomes a boon. So he takes it as an advantage and keeps on traveling and enlightens his disciples. So that's what, when you receive this kind of knowledge, so there are two paths, Aroha Pantha and Avaroha Pantha. So Aroha Pantha means this is a ascending process, also known as inductive process. And the another process is Avaroha Pantha. Avaroha Pantha means detective process, descending knowledge. Knowledge coming in a descending process. So what is the defect of Aroha Pantha? It is mainly on mental speculation and experimental knowledge. So Aroha Pantha, you can say, no, that why this is imperfect? Because every human will be having 4 defects. What are those? He is commit mistakes, his senses are imperfect, and he is in illusion and cheating propensity. So all these defects are there. How can he give you a best result? That result you cannot rely. That's what, no, whatever findings you see in this material world, it will keep on changing, version after version, so many things. What they are saying today, it will not be valid tomorrow. So it is most experienced in any courses, educational courses, especially IT courses or engineering courses. So what is valid today, it is not at all fit for the few days or few months. You need to keep on upgrading. So otherwise, nobody opens door for you. So, and your resume also you need to keep on updating. Even then, it is not sure whether they accept or not. So like that, when there are 4 defects, that knowledge is, with that 4 defects, if you are doing something that is not reliable, that is not perfect. So that process is recommended is Avaroha Pantha. So, means in a descending process, which is received from a bona fide source, that too through oral reception, by a submissive reception. So like this Vedic knowledge, if you see also that there are 3 evidences broadly. So it is known as Shruti Praman and Anumana Praman, and one more Shabda Praman, Shruti Praman. Sorry, Shabda and Shruti is same, and Anumana and Pratyaksha Praman. So Pratyaksha Pramana means whatever, like that you do, you want to do something and you want to see the result, and then only you want to believe. That is Pratyaksha Praman. Anumana Pramana means hypothesis, means it may be like this, maybe like that. So connecting 2 dots and 3rd dot may be like this, here or there, like that. So then another is Shabda Praman or Shruti Praman, which is most recommended process. That's what why Vyasadeva was encouraged by Narada Muni, because it is going to become a Shabda, that for that those who are under other attractions, they cannot get a proper way to realize the spiritual knowledge unless they accept this Sabda Praman. That is what Narada is so mercifully, for the sake of conditioned souls, is enabling Vyasadeva to write this composition, Srimad Bhagavatam. So, but why he is telling this is so far whatever you have written, Vedavyasa is compelled all the Vedic literature, is not satisfied. Now Narada Muni is encouraging him to write Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a pure descriptions of the topics or pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So until then, what Vyasadeva has done? He has described various subject matters, because he is there. Here it is given now, because Srila Vyasadeva is the editor of all descriptions of the Vedic literatures, and thus he has described transcendental relation in different ways, namely the fruitive activities, speculative knowledge, mystic power, all these things also he has described. So that is what where the trap is there. So that's what here in the translation you can see, whatever you desire to describe that is separate in vision from the Lord is simply reacts with different forms, names and results to agitate the mind. So whatever you desire to describe that is separate in vision from the Lord. So if it is not in line with the Lord, if it is not describing the Lord, what it will happen? It reacts with different forms, names and results to agitate the mind. Result is our mind will be agitated. Just as the wind agitates a boat which has no resting place. So this is the thing. So we may be seeing that various elaborate, that descriptions, material and so much things available outside. But that is and all what Srila Prabhupada says, one nice word. What is called? Vayasa Tirtham. Vayasa Tirtham means, so even though one may get a Nobel Prize also, still it is considered as a Vayasa Tirtham unless it has connection with the Lord. That's what it is here clearly explained. If it is a separate in vision from the Lord, then that work is useless. Vayasa Tirtham. Vayasa Tirtham means which is a place meant for crows. Crows are crows-like mentality of people. What crows do? Wherever there is garbage, they will go and they will pick, they will enjoy. That is what. So that is where, so that's what swans, if you see, they will go to very crystal clear water where there is nice flowers, nice atmosphere, only they will go there. Even though swans, you may see that a very little group, a small group, but crows, you will see that hundreds, very, very big, huge group. So does it mean that where there is a more demand, that is good thing? No, it isn't so. That's what, because it is a material world, because here conditioned souls are there more. So it's not that where conditioned souls, more conditioned souls are attracted in one thing or one place or one situation or one object, doesn't mean that, oh, it is great. That is what, no, in our social media, they will hype. Where there is a demand, they will increase demand, or they will hype the existing demand and they will get more and more customers. That is what that social media also do. So Vyasadeva is carefully guiding. So Narada Muni carefully guiding Vyasadeva to give such a best work so that they will come to the right path. In that following verse, what Narada Muni is telling very clearly, he is condemning. Jugipsitam dharma krute anusasataha swabhava raktasya mahan vyatikramaha. Jugupsitam, it is condemned. Whatever you have done so far, it is condemned. See, spiritual master is also very strict. When he wants to glorify, he glorifies the right thing, and he wants to chastise or reprimand, he will do that. Even if you see that Srila Prabhupada's pastimes, very wonderful things you will observe. So, if you see Srila Prabhupada, even if you see a disciple, he glorifies. So he has done so nice. You have pleased my Guru Maharaj. You pleased Krishna so much. I am fortunate get a disciple like this, like you, like that. And immediately, sometimes he sees anything wrong, he immediately left and right he chastises. But how a disciple feels with the chastisement, he will get purified. He will get more attachment to Srila Prabhupada, because he clearly feels, so Srila Prabhupada has done this for his betterment. So that is what at a platform, at a Visuddha platform, when a devotee do anything in a materialistic vision, even though it is not good, but on a spiritual platform, it helps a lot. So when here, that's what here, Jugupsitam. So one of the small memory, one devotee shares. So for when Srila Prabhupada chastises, so the very next moment, how he is very lucidly, he moves with that same devotee. It's not that he keeps that impression, oh, you are bad, you have done so nasty, you are not good, like that. So day long he will not carry that impression. Then and there, he will forget that one, and once again, he encourages good quality of his own. So he remembers that. So even though when Srila Prabhupada chastises, so the next moment, we never feel that, oh, Prabhupada chastised us. He will also mingle with Srila Prabhupada and he will nicely continue his services. But on material platform, if you do that one, that is a different thing. Even that chastiser and who is chastised, they will apart. So that is that. That's what here, jugupsitam dharma krute anusasataha. Jugupsitam, it is very condemned what you have done so far. Because swabhava raktasya means here naturally inclined. So people already naturally inclined these things, these 4 demands. What is that? Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. These 4 demands already they are inclined. Swabhava raktasya, their swabhava, nature. Then why you need to once again authorize them in Vedic literature? So what happens if you give us some license? What happens? In the name of license, they will do so many atrocities. Suppose they will give in even here in material world also. Suppose there is a danger or some defense mechanism you required, police department, they will allow to have one pistol or gun approved by them. But what happens when a pistol or gun is there? He is always having tendency, whenever he get angry, he shoots that person. So that is the danger. So when he is a license, so it becomes a license or authority for them to commit more sins, more entanglement, more bondage for them. So swabhava raktasya. So that is what, when a nice discussion, dialogue happens between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chandikaji, the same thing happens. So when Chandikaji know that he restricts Sankirtana movement, because that Smartha Brahmanas goes and complaint to magistrate, because that time all Patan ruling, everything is that one, they need to approach them and complaint, because their business is in danger. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in propagating, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, participate in Sankirtana, he will be get out of all entanglement and he will get liberation. But what about other Brahmanas? They will go and complain that this Sankirtana is disturbing our sleeps, it is against scriptures, it is not mentioned like that. So then they need to go undergo a lot of rituals, a lot of purificatory process, then only they will get that kind of purification, otherwise it is not possible just by Sankirtan. Like that, lot of things they complain. So being a magistrate, what he need to do? He need to take an action. So he goes and instructs them, stop Sankirtan. So what they do? They don't listen him, they will continue Sankirtan. So next time what he said? He sends soldiers. They break down their mrudangas and give strict warning not to do Sankirtan any further, then goes back. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he does? Just by one call, thousands of people will gather and they will proceed to Chandikaji. And seeing that such a massive crowd, he will get frightened. He will get frightened. Of course, just before that, the same night only, he will get one more dream that a huge lion will be sitting on his chest and warning him that if you further disturb our Sankirtan, your chest will be tear apart. So with that fear also he will be there, and he will be seeing this huge mass movement, he will go and hide somewhere. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes and lovingly calls him. Why we are hiding now? Please come, let us discuss. Then he also comes out, then he discuss on these subject matters. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also tells that then in process of discussion, so you are in your religion, you are killing your father and mother. So what kind of religious practices you are doing? So then he gets surprised, Chandikaji, what is that we are killing our father and mother? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, see, mother cow, he is giving milk and you are, it is nourishing you entire life, and at old age you are cutting throat and you are eating. So is that a true right thing? Then a bull, he is helping you in agriculture. So those times, any religion, they need to depend on these 2 things only. Now so many other means which is not perfect also. So then a bull is you plowing and helping you in growing that, cultivating that field. So it is your father, his maintainer. So but you are killing them, both of them, and you are eating, then it is your killer of your mother and father. Then Chandikaji tells that yes, you are also doing the same thing in Vedic scriptures. In our Vedic scriptures also it is mentioned, it is also mentioned that it is we can sacrifice a cow or bull. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, it is not meant for, it is for eating or satisfying our tongue. It is to test that power or efficacy of the mantra chanted by that qualified Brahmana. So that's what Narada Muni is, that time only he told, because it is Swabhava Raktasa, already they are having that inclination. If you once again mention in Vedas, scriptures, It becomes for them, it's an authority, and they will go indiscriminately killing. That is what Lord Buddha also teaches. So ahimsa paramo dharma, that ahimsa also, that non-violence. I don't accept any this Vedic literature, I just follow what I am saying. Ahimsa paramo dharma. So then like that. So Narada Muni foresees all these things. That's what he condemns Vyasadeva's works on those things. So ultimately when you see all these things, so it is meant to increase their sense enjoyment. That's what there is a material happiness. Everybody is having a tendency for happiness, either it is a transcendentalist or materialist. So just before Srimad Bhagavatam, whatever most of the majority of the work, it is increasing their materialistic tendencies and enjoyment. Only in Srimad Bhagavatam, it elevates one for the spiritual enjoyment. So what is that temporary happiness or enjoyment? Because it is a very, very flickering, very, very temporary, and it brings lot of reaction. I think that's what in the Shastras what it is told. So that enjoyment means it is true happiness. True happiness means it should continue, it should increase, and it should increase in that happiness. That's what Anandhambudi Vardhanam. So means that it increases the ocean of bliss, ocean of transcendence. So that is what the nature of spiritual happiness. So when you give the clue for material happiness, they will indulge in that one, and they will bring forth a lot of reaction, So that is what Vyasadeva is being instructed by Narada Muni. So that's what, if you see, even this transcendentalist, there are once again, even in the transcendentalist, there are two paths, impersonalist and personalist. So one is material happiness and spiritual happiness. Even that for the spiritual happiness, which is endeavored by transcendentalist, in that also once again, two sections are there. So impersonalist and personalist. Impersonalist, what they will do? They will go for eternity and knowledge, Sat Chit features. They will endeavor for those two features. But a personalist, he will hanker for another feature called Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda. That's what, if that happiness sought by impersonalist, which includes the elements of Sat and Chit, will not enable them to retain on that platform, they will once again fall down. But they will think that this is the highest platform. That's what in Srimad Bhagavatam it is clearly condemned in the 10th canto, 2nd chapter. Yene Arvindaksha Vimukta Manina. So Vimukta Manina, they think that yes, we liberated by their staunch austerities, staunch finances, following strict regulations. They feel that they are liberated. But what is missing? That Ananda feature. Not only that, but Yushmat Angrayaha, Anadruta Yushmat Angrayaha. They are not developed with their austerity and finances. They have not developed their attraction or service attitude to the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is the main drawback. So they can, just like Srila Prabhupada compares this one gives nice analogy. So you take a rocket or aeroplane, anything. You go to very, very far away in the sky. So what happens? There will be a red alert. Fuel is blinking. Is going to end, come down. So what he'll do? He comes down immediately. Otherwise, your life will be finished. So like that, even though he reaches that Brahmajyoti platform, he cannot able to remain there. He will pass down. So because Anadruta Yushmad Angrayaha, you are what is that? You are distasteful for the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Lord's lotus feet. So you cannot remain there. So here, how we can that's what in the Pravurti Marga and Nivurti Marga in Shastras it is recommended Nivurti Marga, and how to practice this Nivurti Marga, this detachment, it is also explained in the Srimad. That's what he is explaining, Srimad Narada Muni instructing Vyasadeva. So how the people come to Nivurti Marga? By describing Lord's glories continuously. So that's what we will see, that first quote in morning we will see. The more we hear and chant the glories of the name, the more we become pure and happy. If you become pure, you will become happy also. So like that, the Narada Muni is encouraging him to write such a description by which, by reading more, by hearing more, they will get purified and their lives will be successful. So Srila Prabhupada gives one more nice analogy. So how it thinks. So just like when practically how to understand how it purifies us and becomes spiritualized. So just like when you take an iron rod, so it is just like iron material matter. So but when you constantly keep in fire, a blazing fire, what happens? It becomes red hot iron. Red hot means it acts as good as fire. So Srila Prabhupada also gives nice analogy in this way. So similarly, if you are developing the taste for hearing and chanting, and you are involving more sadhana and service, your body also becomes spiritualized. So there is one nice morning conversation with Srila Prabhupada with Dr. What is his name? Mishra? Dr. Mishra. So in Bombay, when the morning walk conversation, Srila Prabhupada explaining these aspects actually. So what is that spiritual platform? So as Lord is spiritual, completely spiritual, his devotees, his pure devotees also spiritual. So spiritual master is a spiritual body. He is telling very clearly. But what he says, Dr. Mishra, he interrupts and he argues. So Lord is supreme spirit. Lord is spiritual. How come his devotee can become spiritual? Your body is material. He is directly arguing with, because anyway, Prabhupada allows him because such a relation they are having. So your body is material. How can you say that it is spiritual? Then Prabhupada gives same analogy there. So how that rod, iron rod, it becomes red hot and it is no more material. It is acts as a fire and you touch anything, it acts like a fire. It burns it away. So like that, when the body is completely engaged in that spiritual activities and as authorized by spiritual master, and it becomes spiritual, completely spiritual. Spiritualized means no more material activities, completely spiritual activities. That's what Jivan Mukta. So when even though you are in this material body, you will act as a spiritual body. Though that is the proof. So that is the whole thing here. We will see. We are seeing that how Narada Muni so kindly he wants to help the conditioned souls not to engage once again these bodily propensities and mental propensities, but engage in devotional service and get the highest benefit. That's what Srila Prabhupada's wonderful contribution to the human civilization is this Vedic literature, so that we can take advantage and we can progress in devotional service with the blessings of Guru and Krishna. We'll stop here. Any questions, any comments? So Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.